So this is my pack so far for a 4-day, 4.5-day, 4.5, 5-day, basically spike camp, hiking in about 3 to 4 miles, getting up to about 11, 12,000 feet, right at timberline. And the gear that I have ready to go with me, this will all go in a bigger pack, which is right here. We'll go over that here in a minute. Always looking for feedback, suggestions. I do know there's gear I'm missing here. We did order some Mountain Ops, ignition packets. Those are going to go in my pack, of course, and some recovery pills too from them. So some Mountain Ops stuff's definitely going in here. It's not down here yet, as it hasn't been shipped yet or received. My bugle tubes aren't down here yet, and my calls, I'm going to be using that this weekend for an elk calling competition. My bow's not down here, so that archery equipment's not down here yet. But again, these are just the essentials of what I have for other equipment. As you can see, I'm a huge fan of KUIU. I love their per day 2 pattern. I bought everything that I thought I would need for an elk hunt. I'm still fairly new to archery. Archery last year was my first year. This is my second year of archery hunting for elk. I've done mostly muzzleloader and rifle hunting, and I've been working hard these last couple of years to become much more proficient at shooting my bow and my accuracy and distances. I just got a new bow as well. I got the Hoyt Nitrix in the same KUIU pattern that you see here. By far one of the best bows I've ever owned. It's not the most expensive Hoyt, but it is when it's in that middle range or above average range, and it's definitely helped me improve my accuracy. The bow does a lot of great work. But with that though, just taking a look at the gear I have, we'll start from left to right. Here is a laundry bag that I'll probably leave in my truck and just throw everything in when the hunt's over. I got some Ziploc bags here. We are planning to film our hunts this year, so anything that I need to keep dry that's smaller, I can throw in there in an emergency. Battery chargers, batteries themselves, cell phones if it starts getting too wet or raining on us on the mountain. I'll get some bigger Ziploc bags that are about, I think they're 5-gallon ones I'll take, that you can then put backstrap meat in, loose meat, neck meat, things like that when we look to hopefully harvest an animal. That's always the goal. Here's just a container here. This is something you can use to boil water, and there's a couple cups in there as well. My battle buddy and hunting partner, Jermaine Hodge, will be having the fuel source and burner to heat up our water that we'll then use to then make our meals. All the meals we have are dehydrated to help with weight distribution. So that is just my contribution to carry that. He'll have the fuel source and stove, so that way we're not duplicating our equipment to keep down the weight, of course. 4 pairs of socks, 4 days. Having dry feet is an essential, is very important. Goes hand in hand with that is the gaiters here. These go around your ankles if you're walking through the brush and the brush is wet in morning dew, or if it's rained a lot the day before or that night. This helps kind of deflect that water as you walk through the brush, so you're trying to keep your feet dry. Game camera here. This is just a small lightweight game camera. We can screw this into a tree near a water source, because we'll be obviously looking for water sources ourselves to keep us alive. But something we can kind of keep an eye on to see what animals are coming in, morning, evening, dusk. We see animals are coming in, and maybe on a day that we've worked really, really, really hard, and that next evening or morning, whenever we've seen them coming on the camera, we will sit on that water source to see if we can get lucky. So just an extra thing to use to just give you that little bit of competitive edge in the woods. Water filtration system, one of the most important pieces in here. Obviously, you cannot carry enough water to survive for 4 days in the mountains unless you just drink straight from the stream, which I would not recommend. So obviously this is something you can use to fill up from a water source like a river, stream, or pond. Then you screw this on, squeeze that water into something like this, and this is just a bladder here, but that is a filtration system to clean the water, purifying it, making it then safe to drink, keeping you from becoming ill or sick. And then of course, having nice clean water, and then of course water you can use then to heat up to make your food later. This is my day pack. This is the Venture 1800 from KUIU. This is what I'm going to use on a daily basis. That pack's going to probably weigh 10 to 15, maybe max 20 pounds. Just depends on how much goes in there, how much gear I have to wear in the morning, and then of course shed later. I will have game bags, maybe an MRE, and of course any layers I take off during the day will go in there. You know, gear like Windicator, game calls. We are looking to film our hunts this year, so it's possible I'll have actual cameras in there too. We are going to have a few cameras in the woods this year. We want to make sure we're filming as much of our hunts as possible. My battle buddy, who I hunt a lot with, and business partner Jermaine Hodge, is probably one of the most successful hunters, actually the most successful hunter I've ever met in my life. And you know, an objective or goal we have is to get as many of his hunts on film as possible, because like I said, he's kind of the star. You know, I'm the one that's been really learning from him, you know, on how to hunt elk and be successful. So he's really helped me step up my game, you know, exponentially. So with all that said though, I'm bringing these things as items in the woods with a friend who's also bringing stuff too, so we're trying to distribute the weight pretty good. So if there's something that you see missing, please feel free to comment. Then I'll let you know, hey, my battle buddy is going to have that. You know, he'll be carrying that piece. Or if he's not, then that's something that I'll either add or he'll look to add to his pack. And I'm sure he'll be looking to do a video like this too. So that way you can get an idea of what he has, and then we can take a look at all of our gear together as a hunting team, what we're bringing. Over here again for cold weather, because mornings and evenings at 10, 11, 12,000 feet get pretty cold. KUIU gloves, hat, neck gainer. These are things that I can wear in the mornings and evenings, even when I'm sleeping too, to keep my, you lose a lot of heat through your head. So I'll probably be wearing this while I'm sleeping at night to keep my heat in. These are attack pants. These are my backup pants. I'll have the same pair. I have two of these style. One I'll be wearing on the way in, and then of course this will be my backup. I'll probably change into about halfway through. A light jacket, a couple backup shirts, t-shirts, and of course the olive drab green, and then of course the KUIU camo. I'll have a third shirt that I wear when I go in. Long sleeve shirt and tearaway long underwear. So this underwear here has a party trick. I can tear these off, and obviously they Velcro off without having to take my pants off. So a quick tearaway. So when it gets warmer in the afternoons, I can remove the long underwear, easily take off a shirt, throw those in my pack, so that way I can keep hunting without having to strip all the way down. So really cool system. As you can see, guys, I am a huge fan of KUIU. I did spoil myself this year and spend a little bit of money. You don't have to have expensive gear like this. Like I said, it just kind of happened. It just kind of worked out. My wife wasn't really happy, but it worked out, and she'll be probably more happy later on when I'm not having to spend more money buying gear 1 year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years from now. So this stuff should last me for a long time. I got a nice KUIU hat, KUIU belt, a couple of extra pairs of draws. Over here, Windicator. I'm not going to probably take all this. Probably take a couple of these Windicators with me. Wind is a necessity. You have to know where it's at, what's going on with the wind, because in your approach with hunting, elk have some of the best senses of any animal. I mean, they can smell like no other. So if they smell something that doesn't smell right, like human scent, you're not going to see them. They're going to move the other way, especially if they're an animal that's ever been hunted before. In the areas we hunt in public lands, most of these animals have been pressured or have been hunted at some point in their life, especially the bigger bulls. So there's a reason why they're big bulls. They use that sense of smell to stay alive. So Windicator is something you puff, gives you a puff of smoke to let you know where the wind's blowing. So obviously you always want that wind in your face. So this is something you're using 100 times, 200 times a day. You need a lot of it. Chewing gum. Scent killer. When you're out there, working these mountains, you're gonna be losing a lot of fluid, sweating, things like that. Your natural human body odors and wonderful stinks, man stinks. This is important. It's a good anti-odor wipe, neutralizing that human scent. You're not gonna ever get fully rid of it, but the more you can reduce it, and then of course know where the wind's going, is gonna give you that little bit of competitive edge to be able to work in as close as you can on some of these animals as you are trying to chase bugles and whatnot through the woods. So of course, Scent-Away deodorant, trying to keep yourself dry there too. Some good knives here. I've taken these to be sharpened already. So these are razor blade sharp, and of course I bring a sharpener too. Some extra string for tagging out, things like that. Some ibuprofen, and of course that goes hand in hand with our first aid kit. Most important piece there. I've seen hunting videos where individuals have pulled the arrows out in excitement, out of their quiver or an arrow's fallen out, and they've gouged themselves with their own arrow or their own broadhead. And when you're at elevation and oxygen is super thin and your blood's pumping and you get a bad cut, bad things can happen. So having a first aid kit is an essential. You have to have something to help stop any kind of bleeding, cuts, things like that. You sprain an ankle, have an ace bandage, things like that to help wrap it up. Ice pack, and maybe an ice pack in there, things like that too. Again, toothbrush to brush my teeth. Very important investment here. This is the KUIU Northridge rain gear. I've been in the woods multiple times. It starts pouring, hailing. I mean, Colorado, everything happens. But the Northridge pants and jacket, this is an awesome set here. I got a pretty good deal on it through KUIU. And I'll be using this for layers. If it's too cold, I'll be layering this up, whether it's raining or not, with a jacket, long shirt, short sleeve shirt, long sleeve shirt, tearaway long underwear, pants. All these layers will provide me with the warmth that I'll need. Hat, gloves, gaiters, neck gaiter as well. All right, best boots I've ever owned in my life. These are the Crispy Thors. Now I am looking to maybe buy some Nevadas. It's been suggested from other hunting professionals. They said these are great hiking boots, which I can say firsthand they are amazing hiking boots. So we'll test them and put some weight on them, because I'll be looking to carry obviously probably about a 50-pound pack. That's my guess. I haven't weighed it yet, but it's we'll see how these boots do. I think they've done well with shed hunting and things like that. So they've already been broken in. I've worn them to school and classroom, and worked out in them multiple times, and also been in the woods with them a couple times. So they've been great so far. I have no complaints. This is a really cool, super high-powered flashlight. It's a green light flashlight. In the event, and the hope and dream and the pray is that we do get something down, this would be a great tool to use to illuminate the light, especially in those later evening hunts or if we're packing something out. Headlamp, it's a necessity. You gotta have a headlamp. Helps you get in and out of the woods at night. These are just some estrus calls here, some buzz calls that I can use later in the season. Probably I'll take them. But again, the cow elk, we usually start doing these estrus screams and buzzes like that late season. So I'll have them in my truck probably. I may not take them on the mountain, maybe one of them, I'm not sure yet. For an early season hunt, we'll basically be bugling a lot, trying to find that one bull who wants to play. We're trying to bring in a bull, because the bulls are going to be bachelored up pretty good. With that, MREs, being a former soldier, I still have a taste for these, even though a lot of soldiers hate them for whatever reason. I don't mind them. Had a good buddy give me those. I actually have a box upstairs, so I'll take a few of those with me. Probably have one in my day pack. I can use to snack and stop. Of course, game bags are an essential. These aren't the best game bags. These are just some cheaper ones that we got. You can buy some really good ones that really protect your meat from flies and things like that. Obviously, this blood's going to soak through this, so these are going to be good for just kind of a temporary thing to get the meat in right away, get it hung, get the meat cooled off, and then get it down from the mountain. So not a long-term set, but something that you can use definitely within a couple of days before you can get that meat, into a cooler, get it cooled off, and get it home so to be processed, or to hang it and then be processed. Again, here's a better look at the Venture 1800. Pretty cool pack. It's got a built-in frame, so I have to buy the frame with it from KUIU. It's got the back support, really sturdy back supports. The extra straps around here on the waist. It does support the water system that goes in right here. Again, I'll be able to put everything I need in here. Little pouches, these little straps here I can fit, stuff my bugle tubes down. Just a great all-around day pack that I'll be using. Now what I'll do is I'll have in this pack here, definitely game bags, an MRE, headlamp, any other calls I'm using, my bugle tube. I'll have an extra t-shirt maybe, an extra pair of socks. I'll have maybe my my game camera so I can set that up at some point. And then of course any gear that I'm not wearing or that I take off later in the day when it's, when I'm layered up, it's going to go back in my pack. I'll have water in there. I'll have food in there as well too. Some Mountain Man meals or the Peak refuel I have over there. As you can see, some on the bar there. But this would be basically what I hunt with. And then of course I'll pack this up, and then I'm going to fit this into the big pack. Now the big pack is what I'm going to use to get into the woods. Now this is a pretty extreme pack here. I got this a while ago. My wife bought this for me. And I haven't really got to use it in great deal. I've only used it one time, and it's actually kind of 2-in-1. So you have this sturdy frame. And this pack is made, there's a lot of great packs. So this one's made, I want to say it's Redhead. Yeah, Redhead makes this. So this kind of goes on top, a little necessities in there. But it's 2 packs in 1. So you can take this part of the bag right here actually off. And this is where all your clothes and gear go. But say you do get an animal down, and now you need to use your frame to get the meat out. This actually disconnects here and down here. And this whole bag comes just right off. And then behind it is another bag. This is that other bag right here. You can actually see it. This is that second bag. And this is a meat bag. So then I can put my meat in this bag with the frame, tighten the frame down and the back support. And then I can get my my meat, or even my Battle Buddies meat, is elk meat off the mountain in a pretty easy system. So this will be the bag I'll be using to carry everything up. And then, of course, to haul meat. And then get me and all my gear back down off the mountain once our hunt is done. So, pretty cool bag. I expect the bag itself probably weighs about 6 to 7 pounds. So with the gear that I am planning to put in there, I'm guesstimating about 50 pounds of weight. 55 pounds. I'll definitely do a weight before it's all said and done. I'll get the weigh myself and the bag and see where I'm at. Of course, there's a little roll there I'll be using to lay on. This is an extra bag here in my Battle Buddies, and use that one. That bag actually rolls up into this very, very small bag that'll go on his pack. My sleeping bag looks really big, but it's not. My mom actually got this as an early birthday present up in Steamboat. So this actually is the loose bag it sits in, because you don't want to compress these synthetic fibers that are in these sleeping bags, because then you can permanently keep them compressed. You don't want to do that. You want to leave them kind of laying out. So this actually compresses into a bag about that big, and that'll then of course go in the bottom of that bag. But you can see it really compresses down. You can really squish it and bounces right back. So I haven't really put that in the other bag. It's inside the bag there yet. So that'll be my sleeping bag. That's a 20-degree bag. That's also a 20-degree. That's an REI 20-degree bag as well too. This is just, like I said, extra gear. I've been kind of throwing things back in here that I would have maybe in my base camp, like when I take my camper or we take our wood burning stove tent. We're not doing that this trip. Like I said, this is a spike camp. So we're hiking in. We're going to be staying under the stars more or less. We'll have a little lean-to tarp, and then we'll probably have another tarp on the ground, and then our gear is going to go under that. And that's pretty much what we're going to be sleeping and staying in. So not a full shelter by any means. I mean, this is as rough as it gets. You're going up in the mountains. We'll be miles away from anyone, and we're looking to try to get up in these elk, their element. So I will do a quick wash with all my clothing that you see on the bar right here with the dead downwind laundry, just to, like I said, I'm trying to eliminate as much of the human odor as I possibly can. And then of course I'll pack all this up then after I wash it in the day pack, and then my actual frame pack. So my buddy Jermaine Hodge will probably do a film like this too, and you can kind of see his pack and what his pack will look like, and then do a comparison. And again, when you're hunting with a Battle Buddy or a team, and you're doing this kind of extreme hunting where you're going up there and you're staying where you're hunting kind of thing, you don't have to everyone doesn't have to bring the same thing. So you just got to kind of plan that out. So everyone's going to have to bring some water, everyone's going to have to bring the meals, but not everyone has to bring a full fuel source. Not everyone has to bring a game camera. Not everyone has to bring, that many wind indicators. So you can distribute the weight and make it a successful hunt and make it more enjoyable by not having to hump in 60, 70 pounds of stuff by working together as a team. So again, this video is to share with him, but also share with you. Again, looking for your feedback and suggestions. Again, we love, we appreciate everyone following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Colorado High Altitude Hunters it's a company we just created, and it's something that's, like I said, looking to inspire, educate, and help those who want to go hunting in Colorado and big game hunting. So this is just another video, another piece here to help me check my organization, but also to share with you kind of what I use, on the mountains. So thank you for your time, and again, look forward to your feedback.